Assalamualaikum and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our headlines for tonight: application for Sarawak, Malaysia, My Second Home is now open, plus more development to bridge the urban-rural divide, and Malaysian climber home safe after near-death experience. With me, Yusuf Shukri, for TVS Nightline. Let us begin. Our top story: an unnamed Malaysian Mount Everest climber narrowly survived after a Nepali Sherpa guide hauled him down from below the summit of Mount Everest in a very rare high-altitude rescue. The 30-year-old hero, Gelje Sherpa, was guiding another climber when he saw the Malaysian climber clinging to a rope and shivering from extreme cold in the area called the Death Zone, where temperatures can dip to minus 30 degrees Celsius or lower. And in a heroic act, Gelje hauled the climber 600 meters down over a period of 6 hours before surrendering the Malaysian climber to rescuers at the base camp.
मेम्बर लगेर समिट जाँदै थियो त्यो टाइममा चाहिँ मैले बाटोमा बालकुनीमा भेटेकोलाई चाहिँ रातिको 12:30 1 बजेतिर बालकुनीमा डोरी समातेर अब फर्केर अझ पुरानो डोरी कने गरेर बसिरहेको भेटेको थिएँ मैले रकी पार्टमा चाहिँ अब अलिअलि उलाई अब त्यो गिसार नै नमिल्ने ठाउँमा चाहिँ पछाडि बोक्दै तल झार्दै फेरि बिसाउँदै अब त्यहाँ त अब धेरै लङ डिस्टेन्स बोक्न सक्दैन त्यहीबाट लगभग 8,700 सम्म झार्नेलाई लगभग 5-6 घण्टा लाग्यो भनेपछि त्यो एकदम गाह्रो के त्यो चाहिँ.
Due to his rescue effort, Gelje was forced to convince his other client to give up his summit attempt and descend the mountain, saying it was important for him to rescue the climber.
Summit भन्दा पनि अब त्यो रेस्क्यु चाहिँ ठुलो जस्तो लाग्यो. अब त्यो पैसा भनेको पछि कमाउँदा नि हुन्छ. त्यो मान्छे त अब मर्यो छोडेको भए त मर्थ्यो नि त. मर्नका लागि छोड्नु भएन आँखा अगाडि. त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ समिटलाई चाहिँ क्विट गरेर फेरि हामीले चाहिँ त्यसलाई बचाउनु दिएको.
Thus far, Nepal has issued a record 478 permits for Everest during this year's March to May climbing season. At least 12 climbers have died, the highest number for 8 years, and another 5 are still missing on Everest's slopes. Now, the government will continue with its efforts to bridge the urban-rural divide through its development of rural areas across the state. Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said through the Sarawak Alternative Rural Electrification Scheme, or SARIS project, rural households living in longhouses can now enjoy 24-hour electricity supply.
Ini membayangkan bahawa pembangunan kita sudah masuk ke luar bandar dan juga rumah panjang kita menerusi kita punya SARIS project nampaknya mempunyai kuasa elektrik di rumah panjang 24 jam. Kalau dulu dia guna diesel, sekarang dia guna solar, dan ini sudah tentu memeriahkan lagi perayaan Gawai tahun ini dan menjadi harapan kami dalam kerajaan supaya kemudahan ini akan terus kita tingkatkan supaya Gawai di masa-masa depan there is no difference between rural and urban, dan orang di bandar pun dapat berkunjung di luar bandar bersama-sama merayakan Gawai.
He told reporters when met at the Gawai Daya Open House at Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, BCCK on Thursday. Abang Johari and his wife, Datin Patinggi Dato' Amah Jumaani Tun Tuanku Bujang, graced the Gawai Dayak Open House, which was jointly hosted by 17 Dayak federal and state ministers, deputy ministers and assemblymen. Also joining in the celebration were Deputy Premiers Dato' Amah Awang Tengah Ali Hassan and Dato' Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, as well as Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development Minister Dato' Sri Fatimah Abdullah and Utility and Telecommunication Minister Dato' Julaihi Narawi. Sarawak, Malaysia, My Second Home, or SMM2H application is available online effective June 1st, 2023. Sarawak's Ministry of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Deputy Minister Dato' Sebastian Ting said this is to ensure a more efficient and faster application process via digitalization, as Sarawak plans to promote the SMM2H program in China this year.
This is following the high number of applicants from Hong Kong in 2022.
And out of the 411 approved applications last year, the highest number of applicants come from which country? Hong Kong, all right, 69 applications. Followed by second, United States, 59. Then the United Kingdom, 50. Singaporean, 42. Japanese, 35. China, 25. And South Korea, 20. Australia, 17. Canada, 12. And France, 12.
Ting, whose text speech was read by Deputy State Secretary Dato' Hee Chang-ki, is optimistic about the prospects of the SMM2H, which holds an excellent potential growth. He said Sarawak does not only have favorable living conditions in terms of geographical environment and cultural qualities, but its vast land with a sparse population and harmonious ethnic relations make it an ideal place to live. As such, the planned charter flight services will also bring mutual economic benefits that will complement the Sarawak's tourism industry.
So the success of the SMM2H program and the charter flight plan is what we eagerly anticipate, and through collaboration and cooperation, we hope to foster more cultural exchanges and generate more efficient economic benefits between the two regions.
He said this at the welcoming dinner for Chinese investors hosted by Yas Group on Wednesday. Among those present were the founder and chairlady of Yas Group, Esther Lau, Consulate General of the Republic of Indonesia in Kuching, Raden Sigit Wijaksono, and delegates from Chinese enterprises.
Now, Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg and wife Dato' Datin Patinggi, Dato' Ama Jumaani Tun Tuanku Bujang today paid a visit to 4 different houses around Kuching in conjunction with the Gawai Dayak celebration. His schedule started off at the Borneo Convention Centre Kuching BCCK, where Deputy Premier Dato' Ahmad Douglas Ugah Mbas hosted an open house for the masses. There, Ugah said the Ngabang tradition is like a bridge that unites people of different races and religions coexisting in peace and harmony in Sarawak.
You can see the dance, you can see the song. So this is the Gawai. So you will see just now we show our Dayak culture, Dayak dances, Dayak costumes. And during Raya we will see the Muslim, the Raya, the Malay costume, Malay culture doing things. During Chinese New Year, also we sing the Chinese, and that really bring us together as united strong kin. And this racial harmony must continue to be nurtured, because we are developed where we are today because of our racial harmony, our unity, our strength. Especially the TVS government, with full support of the people, will be able to carry out the program.
His second stop was the residence of the former Deputy Chief Minister of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Alfred Jabu Numpang. Abang Johari was warmly welcomed by Jabu and wife Tan Sri Dato' Sri Empiang Jabu and the Deputy Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Dato' Gerald Rentap Jabu. During the stop, Abang Johari was accompanied by Deputy Premier Dato' Ahmad Awang Tengah Ali Hassan, State Legislative Assembly Dun Speaker Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Muhammad Asfia Awang Nasa, Minister of Utility and Telecommunication Dato' Julaihi Narawi, and Federal Minister of Women, Family and Community Development Dato' Sri Nancy Shukri. The group then moved to their third stop, which was the residence of Dato' Ama Leonard Linggi Tunjuga, where Minister of Works Dato' Sri Alexander Nantalinggi said the Ngabang culture should be practiced as a culture that can help develop the nation.
Tibalah masanya kita selepas 2 tahun COVID, kita lama tak bermesra, bergawai dan tak balik kampung. Kali ini kita balik kampung misalnya di Kapit, ya. Jadi kita pun dengar di Kapit ni sesak, jalan dulu sesak sungai dan sebagainya. Jadi kita berharaplah kita menggunakan peluang ini untuk kita mengeratkan lagi silaturahim di antara kita semua, dan untuk kita perpaduan itu adalah penting di negara kita. Kita adalah negara yang berbilang kaum, berbilang agama dan sebagainya. Jadi bukan sekadar tahun ini saja, tahun-tahun mendatang pun kita mestilah tumbuh kepada perpaduan, eratkan silaturahim daripada semua kaum supaya kita betul-betul bersama dalam kita membangunkan negara tercinta kita Malaysia ini.
After taking a short break, Abang Johari then resumed the Abang session at the residence of Datu Dr. Luli Meling, who is the director of the Sarawak Tropical Peat Research Institute, TROPI. He arrived at 5 p.m, accompanied by Julaihi and his Chief Political Secretary Kam Tupong State Assemblyman Fazruddin Abdul Rahman. Tomorrow, Abang Johari will be making his official Gawai visit to Ugas residence at night. The media was told that the Deputy Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, will also be joining the visit. Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and embark on a culinary adventure at a local restaurant that introduces innovation and a delectable menu for the Gawai Dayak celebration that reflects the essence of the festival while incorporating exciting flavors and ingredients. With a name to elevate the celebration experience to new heights, the menu has been meticulously crafted with a promise to surprise and delight attendees. According to the Round Tower 1886 chef Muhammad Imran Hilman Rajang, he gained inspiration from diverse culinary traditions, and as such, the team has thoughtfully curated a selection of dishes that will satisfy even the most discerning palates.
Untuk kamu coba nak olah benda nak lebih baru lah since from last year. So this year we try to bring back our that tribe lah, which is the Bidayuh Pun tribe. So basically the menu that you see on here is basically from the Bidayuh people. So we're trying to give the people to show them the art of Bidayuh food. And the process behind that were basically come from our own village sometimes. Like basically this is like the cheapest food that you can get inside our village. Bakatong tak lidah lain-lain bah. So kamu akan ambil review and then kamu try our best to adjust some of the taste lah. So that kelak when sidak datang gig, kamu akan atur gig semua. So basically we try our best lah to comfort our customer lah, so that we can improve ourselves to ourselves.
Adding to that, the creation of the menu was driven by a deep appreciation for the festival's rich cultural heritage. Meanwhile, customers can look forward to a lineup of standout dishes, namely the kerabu ikan bilis, ubi tepus, ayam pansoh, nasi bario, ikan terong asam, pucuk paku kantan tumis, and tempoyak udang. However, Imran added that the introduction of the new menu was not without its challenges. In order to ensure the highest standards of taste and quality, feedback from customers has played a crucial role in refining the menu to perfection. At the same time, the restaurant also prides itself on its commitment to sustainability. With this in mind, the ingredients are locally sourced in supporting local farmers and promoting a farm-to-table philosophy. So, make sure to mark your calendars and join in the celebration to savor the exceptional flavors of the newly introduced menu. The Round Tower, located at Jalan Tun Abang Haji Openg, was gazetted in 1985, a state heritage building. The building was completed in 1886 during the reign of the second Raja, Sir Charles Brooke. According to the Sarawak Tourism Board's website, the Round Tower was originally intended for military use but became a public dispensary after it was completed.
Selamat Hari Gawai.
Selamat Hari Gawai. Gayu guru gerai nyamai.
Selamat Anu Gawai.
Selamat Lau Gawai, gas seluruh sakai telau gas seluruh Sarawak.
Selamat Hari Gawe daripada etnik Selakor Rara.
Selamat Riso Gawai pada selamat kit yang mana di tanah Sarawak.
Ajo Irau Gawai Daya.
Kotobian Tadau Takazo Do Kamatan Om Gawai.
இனிய காவாய் பெருநாள் நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள். Selamat Hari Gawai.
Coming up right after the break, Deputy Prime Minister visits Europe's second largest port, and Sarawak Deputy Minister injured in an apparent mob attack. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, the large allocation given to Sabah and Sarawak, specifically involving the country's annual budget, is based on the needs of the two states. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said he was criticised by the opposition for giving higher allocation to Sarawak and Sabah compared to other states. However, he emphasised that he did so based on the need to be fair to all states.
He said this at the Meet Anwar ceremony at University Malaysia Sabah UMS earlier today. When tabling Budget 2023 in February, Anwar announced that Sabah would receive an allocation of 6.5 billion ringgit and Sarawak 5.6 billion ringgit. Anwar said that this year he made a very drastic decision that he wants hardcore poverty nationwide to be eradicated, and as such, Sabah needs the highest allocation to do just that. He further said that Sabah and other states can progress with good governance, especially involving finance, leakage, wastage, and state management in general.
Now, as part of his official visit to Belgium, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof visited the port of Antwerp-Bruges International, situated 80 kilometers from the North Sea on the River Scheldt. It is the second largest international container port in Europe and ranked the 14th globally. During the visit, Fadilah, who is also the Minister of Plantations and Commodities, was given a briefing on the port by its director, Stefan Casimon. It is to be noted that the port of Antwerp-Bruges International is a pioneer among sustainable ports. Last year, Sarawak-based dry bulk shipping logistics services provider Hubline Berhad inked a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the port of Antwerp-Bruges International as the state is looking into building a new deep seaport for southern Sarawak in Tanjung Embang. It was reported that Tanjung Embang would be developed by the ASAR Group, the Sarawak state government's wholly owned investment holding company. Injured in an attack outside his relative's house along Tabuan Jaya on Wednesday. The 9 p.m. incident was said to have happened after an altercation occurred between the victim and 4 unknown individuals. It is understood that prior to the incident, the victim arrived at the said house for a gawai visit when he saw a car parked nearby the house and confronted them to inquire about their presence. The tense situation turned violent when the victim was attacked by the group of men who then fled the scene. The victim suffered injuries and was rushed to the hospital, and a police report was lodged. Sarawak Commissioner of Police Datuk Muhammad Azman Awang Sapri, when contacted, confirmed the case and investigation is underway. The body of a teenage girl who was reported to have drowned when a boat capsized in Sungai Mujong was found at 10:04 a.m. earlier today. The deceased Linza MP Melin, 17, who hailed from Rumah Gramong Nangga Sipoh, clad in her school uniform, was found afloat by her family members who joined the search and rescue operation some 2 kilometers from where she was reported missing.
Mayat mangsa telah dijumpai oleh ahli keluarga yang menyertai operasi mencari dan menyelamat SAR pada jarak 2 km dari lokasi mangsa dilaporkan hilang. Ketika ditemui mangsa yang merupakan pelajar sekolah SMK Selirik masih berpakaian lengkap. Mayat kemudian dibawa menggunakan bomba dan diserahkan kepada pihak polis sebelum dihantar ke hospital Kapit untuk tindakan lanjut. Dengan penemuan itu, operasi SAR hari ketiga ditamatkan pada jam 12.30 hari.
Thank you for staying with us. Now on to some global update. Senegal court has acquitted leading opposition politician and presidential aspirant Ousmane Sonko of rape charges and making death threats. He, however, has been sentenced to 2 years in jail for corrupting the youth.
Sonko, 48, was accused of raping a woman who worked in a massage parlor in 2021 and making death threats against her. However, he denies any wrongdoing and is boycotting court proceedings. The case has triggered violent protests on the streets of Senegal, with Sonko's supporters denouncing the charges against him as politically motivated, which the government and the justice system deny. Senegal's electoral code prevents individuals convicted of a criminal offense from running for political office. Separately, Sonko is appealing against a 6-month suspended prison sentence for libel. Meanwhile, the implications of that separate conviction for his presidential bid are not yet clear.
And finally, President Volodymyr Zelensky said during a trip to Moldova on Thursday that Ukraine was ready to be in the NATO military alliance and that Kiev was waiting for the bloc to be ready to admit his country. He also reiterated Ukraine's desire to join the European Union (EU) after arriving in Moldova, which borders Ukraine, for a summit bringing together more than 40 European leaders.
The summit is intended to show support for both countries as Kiev prepares to launch a counter-offensive against Russia's invasion.
What is very important, our future in EU, and Ukraine is ready to be in NATO. We are waiting when NATO will be ready to host and to have Ukraine. And I think security guarantees are very important, not only for Ukraine, for our neighbors, for Moldova, because of the Russia and of their aggression in Ukraine and potential aggression for other parts of Europe.
The European Political Community Summit is being hosted by Moldova at a castle about 20 kilometers from Ukrainian territory.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading on to our website at www.tvstv.my or by following us on our social media platforms. That's all the time we have for TVS Nightline, and on behalf of TVS, I would like to wish those celebrating a Selamat Hari Gawai Gayu Guru Gerai Nyamai. Oha! I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching.